Hello everyone, it's me Jenny, and this is the second part of my mini filler series while I'm on holiday with my sister, in which I talk about movie tropes that annoy me. And just as a forewarning, there may be a little bit of frustration and angst and all of those sort of things. So, the second one that I want to talk about is unconsciousness in movies, and this is something that really frustrates me because more often than not it's female unconsciousness, but a lot of the time it's male unconsciousness as well. Generally, unconsciousness. From a medical standpoint, if you are physically unconscious, you have a severe head injury and need to see a doctor, you could die. When someone actually is physically knocked unconscious, there is always the potential that they might not ever wake up. It's not like a, out, oh, kidnap you, and then you wake up conveniently when the plot next moves on. No, you could die from any head injury at any time. Anyone who has even the slightest head injury that goes into any sort of A&E or goes to a first aider will get given a little card that says, if you have any of these symptoms, immediately call the doctor or come back to A&E. Head injuries are so severe, and it's just one of those things that really annoys me because I understand from kind of a cultural aesthetic, unconsciousness is sexy. Now, let me explain that because that could be entirely misconstrued out of context. There's a sort of, when someone is allowing themselves to be vulnerable in someone else's presence. So it's the reason why the vampire trope of watching someone while they asleep is a thing is because, that idea of allowing yourself to let all of your defences drop and allowing yourself to sleep with someone else, and not necessarily in that sense, but literally allowing yourself to be unconscious in someone else's presence is a level of trust and a level of intimacy, and that's sexy. That's why it's so common that trope is existing. What annoys me, and it happens a lot, mostly as I said with female characters, but sometimes with male characters, is they get knocked unconscious for a reasonable amount of time until the plot progresses. And I didn't really notice this too much until I watched Avengers Age of Ultron. And in Avengers Age of Ultron, Black Widow is unconscious or partially unconscious, I think, 3 times, while no other character is unconscious at any point. And it kind of annoyed me because I love Joss Whedon, I do think he's a feminist, genuinely. But it really annoyed me because the thing with unconsciousness is it actually physically takes the character out of the action. It's physically meaning that they can't take any psychological or any sort of decision making in any situation. It means that they get completely taken out of the plot and everyone else does everything else, which means that physically, for a lot of that film, Black Widow had nothing to do because she couldn't, because she was unconscious. And I said, I think it's 3 times she obviously gets enchanted, she gets knocked out when she gets kidnapped by Ultron. I think there's at least one other one where she's physically unconscious and no other characters. Oh, actually, Scarlet Witch. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for me, and I didn't notice this really as a trope, and I realised how much it annoyed me until I watched a particular anime, and I can't remember the name of the anime. I'll put it on screen somewhere. But that happened with the male character, and I was like, this is really annoying. This male character is constantly passing out, which means that he has no decision making. All of the decision making is made by the other characters around him, even though apparently he's the lead. And yeah, it annoyed me because, you know what? I feel like the main character should be the force driving the story. And of course, it's a slight exception with the rule for Age of Ultron, because obviously Black Widow is not the main character, it's an ensemble piece. And, you have to take some characters out at some point, but it felt really annoying. And it happens so much, where a character just gets knocked out, and therefore it's just a way of progressing the plot without taking into any medical applications of said unconsciousness, or any of the annoyingness of not actually having the character being able to make any influence on the situation that they're part of. I told you there might be frustration and angst. Blimey O'Reilly, that's a long one, I apologise. I got a little bit angry. Thank you for watching, and see you in a little while for part 3. Woo! Bye guys.